Tyler Jones of the PrimeTime Sports Network, and we are coming at you from Dallas, Texas, the Dallas, Texas area for the PrimeTime Sports National Basketball Championship. And today we're just outside of Dallas in Frisco as we get set for the tournament to begin. And we welcome in the founder of PrimeTime Sports, Mr. David Stevens, joins us now. Mr. Stevens, first off, as always, thanks for joining us and putting together just a fantastic tournament. I know you have to be excited.
Oh, I am so excited. I want to thank you all for being here again this year. You were a great addition in 2014. We brought you back, and just pleased to have you back here in 2015. Today's my favorite day of the year. This is Christmas for me. This is the day that we bring everybody in, the teams, the players. We get to celebrate these young athletes, their commitment to the game, the efforts they've given, the training, and the fact that they're getting ready to compete for 4 days. But today's the celebration part of it. We don't have the stress, or we don't have the intensity or the tension. We're here to have fun and be young people.
That's awesome to see. And tell me about this year's tournament. More teams than there's ever been before. That's got to excite you that this tournament has grown so much each and every year.
It continues to grow, and we're very proud of that. It's a testament to the teams I have in the office and the teams that I have on site throughout the year. We had over 120 basketball tournaments across the country, and so they happen every weekend. We have something 51 out of 52 weekends a year, and a lot of really good, talented, hardworking people make sure those happen on the weekend. And then on site, I have a different group of people that execute the event, make everybody feel welcome, deal with those problems that come along with competition, and do it in a way that everybody feels that we're professional and fair, and they have a great experience. And so when we're successful doing that throughout the year, the national championship is successful as well.
Dallas once again plays host to the tournament with all the great facilities that the Metroplex has to offer, and the location being right in the center of America. I imagine this has been a great fit to host the tournament.
You know, it is. Dallas has been the home for 14 of the 15 years, and it's going to be, I know, for at least 3 more. We've made commitments to facilities and to hotels for the next 3 years. Dallas is uniquely situated to be the host for this event, and why I say that is it's centrally located. I've got teams from San Diego, I've got teams from Florida, I've got teams from all over the U.S. Nobody has to travel clear across the country from one destination to the other, so we're centrally located. The other thing is this area is blessed with a good number of multi-court facilities that lets us execute the event. We have one facility with 10 floors, one with 8, 4 with 6, and on and on. And so it lets us execute this with a little over 10 facilities, and we still have 60 floors. So there aren't many places. I've looked, and I've told my Dallas friends I've looked. I've looked in Houston, I've looked in Chicago, I've looked in Atlanta, and there's no one else that has the quality facilities that we have here in Dallas.
That's tremendous what Dallas has done throughout this time. Tell us about the what you're expecting to see over these next few days, just the play on the court. It seems like these teams just get better and better every single year, and the play has just been outstanding what these teams get to experience.
The competition is going to be very good, and it's going to be very intense. We have grades 3 through grade 12, so obviously the older the athlete, the more proficient they will be, but the skill level, even at the youngest levels, if it's somebody that is recollecting back to the day they played, if they would come by and see the skill level of these young people, I'm confident they would be surprised. They work hard. I've got a Tyler Relf out here training young people now on ball handling and what these young people can do with the ball, what they understand about the game and how to attack the rim is on an advanced level compared to before. And so that's part of what we do. When I started PrimeTime Sports 15 years ago, one of the founding cornerstones was I wanted to create playing opportunities for young people to get better. And lo and behold, 15 years later, we're fulfilling that objective.
The officiating, you guys have been known for doing a great job with your officials, how that program is. Tell us about that, what orchestrates, why you guys have such great officials.
Officiating is critical to the success of any event. And here's why, and I've had multiple meetings in the last week with my officials and sharing this message with them. I can have the best facilities like I have. I can have some of the best players in the country like we do. I can have a professionally trained staff, which we have on site. And if I have poor officiating, all those other things are minimized. People remember that poor officiating. So we have talked a great deal about the responsibility that the officials have to give us their best. Our tagline is the best game in town, but I tell the officials they've got to bring their best game as well this week, because it literally impacts the outcome of not the game. I mean, it does impact the outcome of the game, but more importantly, it impacts the experience that these young people and their families will have. Because of that import, 3 years ago, I decided to introduce a new level of accountability and evaluation for our officials, because I wanted to make sure that they were getting and understanding the message I was delivering. And it has worked. The officials understand what we want. We have a process in place on the accountability. If someone falls short, we'll make a change. But again, it's all about delivering the best experience to these young people and their families.
Tell us about the sponsors that are involved. You guys have some great corporations and just a lot of involvement from not just here in the Dallas area, but around the country coming together to support this tournament.
We sure do, and we have some great support from the sponsorship community, and expect even more during 2016. Academy Sports is here today. Academy Sports is going to be with us throughout the year. Their headquarters are in Houston. It's a great fit, and we expect to have a long-term relationship with Academy. We have John Lucas and his training program here. I've already referenced Tyler Ralph. On the merchandise side, I have Prolix Sports here. I have Point 3, and of course we have Fine Design with all of the tournament merchandise for the athletes and their families as well. And then throughout the year, we've had Muscle Milk, and we've had many others that contribute to the success of our events.
And even as they've come and gone, I mean, everybody's still connected. I remember you telling me a story last year about Power Hands. You guys have had a relationship with them for many years.
Power Hands, the young man that founded Power Hands and actually created that training tool, is a collegiate teammate of our youngest son, Zane. And they were teammates. I knew Darnell well when they were teammates. We kind of went our own paths for a few years. We crossed paths back in Dallas, and lo and behold, he had created this outstanding training tool, and we'll do anything we can to help promote Power Hands and help them be successful.
That's outstanding to see that just all unfold over these years. A couple more things before we let you out of here. Now that this tournament has so evolved over the years, what is the next step you'd like to see? What would you like to see in the future with this tournament be like? What were some things you want to add on?
Well, the tagline for the event is none bigger and nothing better. So if you ask me what my objective is for next year, I do want to be bigger and I do want to be better. We've already got things in process. Tried to this year, the timeline got too short, but in 2016, we're going to introduce a skills competition. We're going to have 3-point shooting contest, a dunk contest, and Tyler Ralph's going to help us with some ball handling testing as well. So that's one thing we're going to do. We're going to continue to expand the expo, continue to expand. We're always going to have great competition and great games. But this has always been about the family experience beyond the games. And that's important to me because I was a parent, and I'm in this business because of the experience my family had as a family and I had as a parent. And I know the investment of time and money that everyone makes to be here. I'm like many of these people here, For about 5 years, we didn't have family vacations. We had a tournament to go play in. So many of these people are giving up a lot of things in their lives to create these special opportunities, these memories for their sons and daughters. And so I want to continue to be part of that and make those memories more special next year than they were the years before.
Last thing before we run here, tell us about the calendar year from this point. What do you guys have coming up? What are some of the big events for Primetime coming up soon?
Our calendar is always filled with the 3 premier events that we do for each sport. We do on the 7-on-7 football, we do the Tournament of Champions the last week in June. We had 136 teams at that. That coincidentally was the largest 7-on-7 tournament in the country. We also have the Primetime Cup, which is our premier soccer event early in June. The national championship will be again the last weekend in July. We'll have our 3rd EYB Classic, which has been in late spring every year, and we bring in some of the best elite boys talent in the country. We bring in elite shoe company teams from all over the country that play in that, and I think you all, Gameview was there as well. So those are some of our events that we're going to bring back, and we're also going to introduce 3 regional championships in 2016. It'll be a little while before Nationals, going to have a little more of the feel of Nationals than the other weekends, but we're going to have one in the Southeast, one in the Midwest, and one in the Texas region. So people need to be watching for those, because those will be rolling out in 2016.
David, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you guys for being here.
David Stevens, Primetime Sports. I'm Tyler Jones for the Primetime Sports Network.